Good morning, dear children. I welcome you all. I hope you all are keeping well and staying healthy. Students, in today's video lecture, we shall study the second part of the chapter Discovering Truth. The saga continues. But first and foremost, let's recap the chapter with the help of a slideshow. Students, Discovering Truth, the saga continues is a chapter which gives us an in-depth insight of Tutankhamun, the last ruler of powerful Pharaoh dynasty in Egypt as we know. So student, he was a teenager when he died and his death was a mystery, and some people speculated that he was murdered. And student, he ruled in Egypt for centuries together. And in 1922, students, his tomb was discovered by Howard Carter, a British archaeologist. After 80 years, he was taken from his resting place for CT scan, which offers to solve the mystery of his life and death by creating a forensic reconstruction. And student, this thing also we know that when Tut's mummified body was discovered, he was laid with lots of gold, wealth, and everyday items like a bronze razor, games, clothes, cases of food and wine. Carter discovered him after searching for many years. And after researching on the treasure, he decided to investigate his three nested coffins also. So, student, his tomb was rock cut 26 feet underground, as we studied in the last last video class. And on the outer coffin, students, Tut's face was gilded. In the first coffin, he found the garlands of olive, lotus petals, and cornflowers. It showed that he was buried in the months of March or April. The third and final coffin put Carter into trouble. The resin used to cement Tut to the bottom of the solid gold coffin was hardened enough, making it impossible to move on. And student, as we have already studied, that he put the coffin in the sun for several hours in the hope for the raisins to loosen up, but it didn't work. And finally, we know that he removed the raisins with the help of chisel and hammer. Student Carter felt that he did not have any other choice as to if he had not cut the mummy from limb to limb, then what would have happened? Thieves would have looted the gold. So his men first removed his head, then they cut off every joint, and after removing the body part, they placed it on the layer of sand in a wooden box. This so far this we have studied. Now let us start what happens after this in the story. Students, in the past few decades, archaeology has changed as it now focuses on the details of life and the mysteries of death. But earlier, students, it was about focusing on the treasure. Now it uses more advanced medical technologies and tools for research. And student, what happened in 1968? An anatomy professor x-rayed King Tut's mummy and revealed the front limbs and the breastbone were missing. And now with the advancement of technology, student, the CT scan or computed tomography can give a virtual image of the whole body. With the help of this technology, students, King Tut's body is scanned to find answers to two questions mainly. First, how he died. Second, how old was he at the time of his death? Students, his death was a shock to the royals also, as he was the last person of his family, and his funeral indicated the diminishment of his dynasty. So, however, what happened after his death is still not clear. So, student, King Tut's father or grandfather, Amenhotep III, was a very powerful pharaoh who ruled over a period of 40 years, and his son Amenhotep IV succeeded him and began the strangest period in the history of Egypt. He promoted students the worship of Aten. Aten means the sun disk. And students, what else he did? He changed his name to Akhenaten, meaning servant of Athens. And students, he also shifted the religious capital also from Thebes to the new city of Akhenaten called Amarna. And student, further he attacked Amun, means a god. He smashed his images and closed his temples. Student Ray Johnson, who is Ray Johnson, director of the University of Chicago, said that it must have been a bad time for the empire as the family who ruled for centuries was coming to an end. And Akhenaten, means the king, moved in an odd direction. Another mysterious ruler, Semenkhare, succeeded him and he died soon. Next, the ruler was Tutankhamun, also known as Tut, sat on the throne and ruled for 9 years, students. He worshipped god Amun in the old days. However, he died mysteriously, students. And Tut is one of the mummies in Egypt, whereas until now, with the help of the Egyptian Mummy Project, which started in 2003, students, almost 600 mummies have been recorded so far. And King Tut's mummy was the first one to be scanned by CT under the next phase of scanning the mummies with the machine donated by National Geographic Society and Siemens. Student, the CT scan machine is, is machine scanned the body by creating 1700 digital x-rays in cross sections, and King Tut's head was scanned in 0.62 millimeter slices to record the tiny details. And student, the resulting image was very strange actually. A team of radiology, forensics, and anatomy experts started examining the secrets of the grave that had been protected by flying goddesses for a long period of time. During the night, students, workmen climbed on the ramp and the flight of stairs to carry the body from the tomb into the spinning sand outside. And students, they rose the body into a hydraulic lift and then into a trailer, and first of all into a hydraulic lift, then into a trailer where the scanner was kept. And students, after 20 minutes, do you know what happened? Two men ran towards the office nearby to bring two fans. Actually, the scanner was not working. Why? Because the sand had entered into a cooler fan. One of the guards standing there joked that it was because of the curse of Pharaoh, because they had removed his body. So once the fence started working, student, the procedure was finished and the data was checked in case of any losses, and then technicians returned the body to the pallbearers who carried him back to his tomb. And in less than 3 hours, he was again resting at the same place where the priest had led him many years ago. Students, in the trailer, the technician showed a beautiful image of Tut on a computer screen. He showed the grey head, which was scattered in pixel, and he spun it around. Next, the vertebrae, hand, rib cage, and transaction of his skull were shown. As a student, the work was done, the pressure was finally off from the shoulder of Zahi Hawass. While sitting in his chair, students, he smiled and said that he was relieved that nothing went wrong. He had not slept the previous night, and now, as the work was done, he would go and sleep. A student, now by the time they left the trailer, the wind had stopped now, and the winter air was like death itself, and just above the tomb, the Orion constellation shone in the night sky, watching over the boy king. So that's end this chapter, student. Hope you have understood it. Thank you very much.